Good afternoon. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and welcome to our Westchester Weekly Update. Today is Monday, December 19th, and we're just about at the end of the year with holidays all around us, and we certainly want to take the opportunity today to wish all of our Jewish brothers and sisters a very happy Hanukkah. This is the first day of Hanukkah following the first night of Hanukkah, an 8-night celebration in the Festival of Lights, tonight being the second night. We know that light signifies a hopeful future, and that future that would be one where we take light and we cast away darkness. It's an important message for all of us and all of our religious traditions, but particularly today for our Jewish community. We're very happy to light the menorah today with representatives of the Westchester Jewish Council and American Jewish Committee and other organizations, and we wish all of you who are Jewish a very happy and a healthy Hanukkah. Within the course of the next week, before we come back to update you, we'll be celebrating the Christian holiday of Christmas. And we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. We hope that you'll find the next few days, even though we have to do Christmas shopping and we're out in the community attending events and activities and so forth, that it's still a joyous time for you and your family, and that you really welcome this moment. Once we clear the Christmas holiday, and we'll be celebrating a week from today, the day off in the Society for Christmas, we'll begin the Kwanzaa celebration, and that's a multiple-day celebration of African-American heritage and a series of values and virtues that are very important in the African-American community. All of that leads up to 2 weeks from today, roughly, is our New Year 2023. The years go by pretty quickly. I remember Y2K, and that's already 20-some-odd years ago. But we're trying to make progress here in Westchester County, and we do it as a family. All of us together with our different backgrounds, our different religious traditions, our different ethnicities, but all sharing this same portion of the planet together. So again, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, a joyous Kwanzaa, and a Happy New Year ahead. We're joined today by United States Congressman Mondaire Jones. He was elected to the House of Representatives from the 17th Congressional District in 2020, and Mondaire is no stranger here in our Westchester County office building. He was one of the senior lawyers in our law department for a couple of years, and he's got a very varied background in the law and in a variety of different programs and organizations, and he's done an exemplary job for us in the Congress of the United States. I'm very happy to have him here to share with us some of his thoughts as the year comes to an end, and we look forward to seeing him in the months to come. So with us, Congressman Mondaire Jones. Mr. Congressman, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. County Executive.
Thank you.
I appreciate your leadership as always, and the leadership of Deputy County Executive King Jenkins. It's a pleasure to be back in this building where I used to work as a lawyer for the great people of Westchester County, as you just mentioned. And I want to wish everyone a happy holiday as well as good afternoon. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak with you all today to tell you about some of what I have been doing in Washington these past 2 years and what I've been delivering, to be more precise, for the people of Westchester County. Back in 2021, in January of 2021, you all will recall that I got to Congress in a time of great uncertainty for so many people here in Westchester County. Uncertainty about our health and our safety at the height of the pandemic. Uncertainty for working families right here in Westchester County who weren't sure if they'd be able to put food on the table. Uncertainty for our kids as they were struggling with remote learning and social isolation. There was so much need for economic relief, for leadership, and for hope. I knew that I had to get to work, and fast. So when I got to D.C., I fought for passage of the American Rescue Plan Act. I worked tirelessly alongside my colleagues to do this, and I'm really proud that the American Rescue Plan Act funded a national testing and vaccination strategy that simply did not exist under the previous president of the United States. We cut child poverty nearly in half through our expansion of the Paycheck Protection Program. We gave a lifeline to small businesses that would have had to close and terminate their employees were it not for our expansion of the Paycheck Protection Program. I helped bring our community health centers in Westchester and in Rockland County tens of millions of dollars. These community health centers serve uninsured and underinsured persons who are particularly vulnerable at the height of the pandemic. And of course, I'm really proud to have brought hundreds of millions of dollars to Westchester County and its municipalities under the American Rescue Plan Act to help these municipalities meet their budgets and to avoid having to raise taxes on people in Westchester County. I'm really proud of the partnership that I've had with the county executive and so many local counterparts over these past 2 years. The fact is, this has been the most productive Congress in modern American history. Make no mistake about that. Perhaps my greatest legislative achievement is the role that I played in navigating the partisan gridlock in Washington. You may recall there was a period in the fall of 2021 when most people didn't think we would pass the infrastructure bill or Build Back Better. And I said, enough is enough. We've got to deliver for the communities that we represent. And so I brought my party together. I brought progressive Democrats and moderate and conservative Democrats together. We even got some Republican votes for the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which is going to bring tens of billions of dollars to New York State for critical infrastructure dollars. I'm really proud of that work. It is also the single largest investment in our nation's infrastructure in generations. I played an integral role in passing the Inflation Reduction Act in August of this year, which will lower prescription drug costs for people on Medicare, expand health care coverage, lower health care premiums, and help save the planet from climate catastrophe through the largest investment in climate action that our nation has ever seen. And by the way, this legislation is going to create millions of good-paying union jobs over the next decade. Let me give you some examples of what you should expect under the Inflation Reduction Act. In January of 2023, so just next month, if you are on Medicare, you will not be paying more than $35 a month for insulin. That is going to be life-changing for so many people in this country, including thousands of people right here in New York's 17th Congressional District. And by the year 2025, no one on Medicare is going to pay more than $2,000 annually in out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs. This is personal to me because one of the reasons I ran for Congress in the first place is I watched as my grandmother had to work well past the age of retirement just to pay for the high cost of prescription drugs and medical procedures not fully covered by Medicare. So it was important for me to fight to get back for our seniors in particular and other people, including members of the disabled community who are on Medicare. I led the charge to get President Biden to use his executive authority to cancel student debt. I ran on that back in 2020. So many people, not just young people, but many of them young, including thousands of people right here in New York's 17th Congressional District, including Westchester County, are struggling. They are struggling mightily to pay off their student debt. Many young people in particular have to live at home with their parents because they can't afford to be independent because of the crushing student debt that they have. And so the president agreed to cancel up to $20,000 in federally held student debt for folks making under $125,000 annually. And I'm really proud of that. And of course, now we're fighting it out in the courts because Republicans have been litigating this, have been successful thus far in blocking its implementation. But I'm optimistic about the future of this program. This is a really important week because Congress is, as we speak, negotiating what's called an omnibus appropriations bill to keep the government open and to fund our various federal departments. Now, I've already brought $8.2 million in community project funds for 9 different projects across Westchester and Rockland counties. I'm talking about money to upgrade roads and systems in Greenburgh and Yorktown and West Nyack across the river, to improve public housing units in Peekskill at Dunbar Heights, to fund improvements in programming at the White Plains YWCA, and to create the Hudson Valley's first ever LGBTQ plus community health clinic. I'm really proud of that. But this week, as we negotiate a final omnibus appropriations bill, I'm fighting for nearly $29 million in additional funds for 15 different community projects across Westchester and Rockland County. So stay tuned. I'm hopeful that we can get this over the finish line, and I'll certainly keep you posted. You'll be among the first to know. My time in Congress has been colored by the fight to save our democracy and to protect our fundamental rights, like the right to safe, accessible abortion that the far-right Supreme Court overturned just a few months ago, and the right of LGBTQ folks like myself to get married. Recently, both the House and the Senate passed my bill with Representative Jerry Nadler called the Respect for Marriage Act, which will protect the right of same-sex and interracial couples to get married in this country, benefiting thousands of families right here in New York's 17th District. As the nation's first openly gay black member of Congress, this fight is personal to me, and I know that it is for many of the people watching this today. I have been so proud to serve the community that raised me. And I'm really proud of the work that I've been able to accomplish with my great staff and the county executive's office here. I know that many of you were devastated in the way that I was by the turn of events concerning redistricting in New York State. But my commitment to you is that the work that I've been doing is going to continue, that I'm not going anywhere, that I'm happy to be in Westchester County, for those of you who may be wondering that, and that I am optimistic, more optimistic than I have ever been about the future of this country. I'm pleased to see the results, mostly in the midterms across the country. Obviously, we've got work to do in New York State, but I'm really, really excited to continue fighting alongside you to build an economy that works for everybody, to protect fundamental rights, to make sure that we have a planet that we can give to our children and our children's children, to continue to create millions of good-paying union jobs. These and so many other issues continue to animate my work, whether in elected office as your representative in Congress or otherwise in the years to come. And so thank you for having me, Mr. County Executive. I look forward to speaking again in the future, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of the work that we continue to do together. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Congressman. It's Congressman Mondaire Jones, and it's a great pleasure to work with you, Mondaire, in the past, and we look forward to your continued work in the future. Thank you for your service. I'm going to be joined by Ken Jenkins as we go through some of the other issues we have today. It's a relatively light report. Many of the issues we've touched on before, but we want to make sure that we cover them again during the holiday season. This is a time of the year where sickness can go through the society pretty quickly. We've been monitoring COVID as we do on an ongoing basis, and there has been an uptick of COVID over the last month. It's not insignificant, but it does not approach where we were a year ago when we had the Omicron strain that came through and really jumped up the number of infections. As of the most recent numbers, we have 3,247 active cases. Now, that's higher than what we had for the good part of the year. We had about 5 months where we hovered slightly above, slightly below 2,000 active cases. So to be up to 3,200 active cases is a significant number. And we had just a month ago 1,745 cases, slightly on the downside of it. We're now in the post-Thanksgiving period and the Christmas party period. Hospitalizations, the last time we have tracked numbers, 215 in the county. That is a good percentage out of 3,200 active cases, very small percentage, as you can see. 155 hospitalizations, however, a month ago, so that number's jumped up by about a third. So we want you to make sure that you use practical wisdom as you go about your activities during the holiday season. Excuse me. The cases of the flu are also prominent in the society along with COVID-19, and so we're doing what we can to vaccinate in both of those two areas. You may recall a couple of months ago I got a double vaccination, both the bivalent COVID booster shot in one arm and the flu shot in the other arm. Didn't stop me from getting the flu, but made it a much less severe case, and I'm grateful for that. We have to use a lot of practical decision-making here. We have not made mandates for masking nor for vaccinations, but we think you need to know that there'll be certain times when wearing a mask makes logical sense depending on the status of the room you're walking into, and we encourage you to do that. We're seeing, some areas start to reinstitute mask wearing, certainly through the heart of this holiday season, maybe through the period of time that follows New Year's. And then we have seen numbers get a little bit better once we got a little further into January. There have been 14 pediatric flu deaths nationwide, and that's, of course, the whole country. Hospitalization rates have been highest for the flu for people over the age of 65 and for children under the age of 4. We have statistics from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and they usually cite December, January, and February as the peak periods for flu. And we know that there's flu vaccines that are available at our local pharmacies, even supermarkets. You'll be able to get those in a number of different places. You can get flu shots by appointment at our county health department here, 134 Court Street in downtown White Plains. You can go on to see the clinic schedule on our website, westchestergov.com/health. And as you look around, you'll be able to see some of the details. COVID testing fits into the same category. We know we have at-home COVID tests now that are much more plentiful. You may remember last year in the holiday season there was a dearth of at-home testing, long lines of people trying to get tested for COVID. It was very frustrating in the cold weather for that to be probably the worst time of the year to have a lack of tests. We don't have that problem this year, and we do want to make sure that you test, make sure that you don't have COVID before you go back out for those holiday parties and things that are coming up between now and Christmas, which is coming up on Sunday. So as we look forward to some of the other issues that are at hand, we'll touch on them very quickly. These are things we've talked about before. We'll talk about them again just as a reminder. We have suspended sales tax on home energy costs. That means that for this month of December, the month of January, the month of February, right up to the end of the month of February, you will not be paying county sales tax, about 4% in most locations, for those energy costs that you have. And that means home heating oil, propane, natural gas, electricity, wood, coal, whatever means of heat that you have. Whenever you purchase that amount of utility, you will not be paying the county sales tax on that. And it can be a significant amount depending on how much of these products you consume. Saving you a few bucks at this time of the year is very important. We hear a lot about energy costs going up for lots of reasons, worldwide reasons. It doesn't fall within the county government to have much control over the cost of energy. But by lifting the sales tax, we think that is a helpful element in all of this. And it does apply to those individuals who may be renting but paying for their utility costs. In some cases, your rent does not cover your utilities, and where those apply, you too will have your sales tax lifted on your different products. If you have any questions, you can communicate with us by email, communications@westchestergov.com, and we'll try to get an answer to you on your specific individual situation. And certainly if we're watched by anybody in the delivery industry and there are questions about how the program is administered, again, feel free to reach out to us, communications@westchestergov.com, and that will be helpful to you. The sales taxes will be taken automatically off the bill, and we will try to be helpful if that hasn't happened already for perhaps an oil delivery or a delivery of service that's already taken place during the month of December. But that's across this month. And by the way, this is an option that has been given to various counties. Many counties have not taken this option. Suffolk County, many of their upstate colleagues that have this surcharge on have not lifted it in this season, but we here in Westchester have as a matter of economic benefit to you. Also want to highlight again that our Beeline bus system is free again today as we speak. This is the 19th day of the month that those free buses will continue through a week from today, the day after Christmas. So all throughout the rest of this week into Saturday and Sunday, which is Christmas Day, and then the day after Christmas, we are fare free on all of our buses. This is the third time this year, all summer long, June through Labor Day, and then again in the week around Thanksgiving, we lifted those fares as a matter of public convenience, get some people back on the bus system. We get a good response whenever we have it fare free. And we've been able to pay as we go in that our revenue streams are sufficient to allow us to do that without having any kind of economic difficulty involved. You may have seen a week ago we signed our Westchester County budget for 2023. For the fourth consecutive year, we are cutting county property tax levy. And that bears a longer conversation in a different setting. But what we're able to do with the amount of resources that we have generated is to be able to cover programs like this and give you, the riding public, a benefit, which we think is a helpful benefit around the holiday season. It may help somebody going out shopping in the holiday season. It may help somebody going to work in the holiday season. But whatever the reasons are, buses are free during this period of time. Now, we have a couple of things that we've talked about them in the last couple of weeks, and we're very proud about them. where we are with our parks, and then also an initiative to shop local this season. So Ken Jenkins, who was involved in that as our Deputy County Executive, now takes center stage.
Thanks, George. And certainly this is an outstanding program, again, because of County Executive Judge Latimer's leadership, and because we talked through COVID and the process with COVID, when we were partnering with the local chambers of commerces. Shari Rosen Asher has been the person that's been the lead person that's responsible for that under the economic development with Bridget Gibbons. I was pleased to be able to join our good friends Nora Lucas, Lou Young, and Catherine Parker, Legislator Catherine Parker, as we took a tour and walk around to shop locally. And that initiative is so important because those local stores need this particular time of the year. Catherine Parker, who was a local business owner, reminded folks, again, that this time of the year either makes or breaks it for a lot of our small businesses. So it's important to shop locally and to talk through our local vendors. So I was privileged to be with those folks last week. Let's take a look at the video and see how things went. I'm Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we're really happy to be here in Mamaroneck, to be able to walk through the village, a little bit of shopping, enjoy all of our small businesses that are here. We're here with Mike Murphy, who is from our Chamber of Commerce here in Mamaroneck.
Roberts on Mamaroneck Avenue is really one of the anchor stores. Good quality, something that's going to last, something that's not fashion but style.
We have a community, whether it's from Larchmont, Mamaroneck, Rye, and Harrison, that come to the village and they support this village, support the local merchants, which is really nice to see. The cool thing is you have generations, yes. Right? My grandfather used to bring me here when I was a little kid. My dad used to come here when I was a little kid. And when they come in, they feel so happy and they feel like they're home. They don't want us to go anywhere.
Oh. Well, we don't want you going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. 92 years, we're going to work for another 92 years.
Thank God. They're part of the organization and all.
You know, we have a great clientele, great spots in Mamaroneck.
Yes. Been here many times.
Yes.
The food is.
I make all type of designs, bridal dresses, sweet 16, prom dresses. I designed this dress.
Wow.
I designed this one.
Gorgeous.
And all of them, the window displays, I designed them.
This is a women-owned business, and we want to make sure to support the Mamaroneck Village Prescription Wellness Pharmacy.
Family business, been here since 1981.
Merry Christmas, right? Thank you so much again. Right? So,
Thanks so much.
Absolutely, you understand. So, keep it up going, right?
Right up to you. I was shopping.
Well, wait, you're helping support. No,
I am.
You and Nora doing your thing.
Best pizza in Westchester.
Westchester. I heard it was like an international footy thing, worldwide sales. The Sicilian, the best, like in the world, right? As you saw, we ended up at Sal's Pizzeria, which the county executive reminds me has an awesome, the best Sicilian slice of pizza in Westchester County. I think they won another award for that. However, there's some differentiation on whether or not they have a best slice or not. That usually goes to Johnny's Pizzeria in Mount Vernon, a great staple for all of us. But this program, I want to give a special shout out to a good friend, Mike Murphy, who was from the Mamaroneck Chamber of Commerce, who walked us around and arranged all the visits with all of the vendors that we were able to see, the merchants that we were able to see, and Shari Rosen Asher, who's done a great, outstanding job with all of the Chamber of Commerces around Westchester County. And again, that initiative started under County Executive George Latimer, bringing these group of folks that have never been involved and engaged with county government to enhance business opportunities for Westchester County. And that's the kind of things that we're going to continue to do. Make sure you have an opportunity to shop locally wherever you happen to live in Westchester County. It's super helpful for all those local businesses. They support the local teams, the soccer, the softball, baseball, etc. And that's why Westchester is awesome, because of our local merchants. Make sure you get a chance to support them during this holiday season. Speaking of that, we have so many other great things that we've talked about over the period of time in our county park system, with the last few weeks going to the end of the year for various programs throughout the county. You remember we were up at Lasden Park's annual Holidays on the Hill train show continues on, and it's open to Saturday, December 31st. Those tickets are on sale now, lasdenpark.org. And certainly right before Christmas, there'll still be that visit for Santa, along with the train shows and the conservatory chugging along 12 multi-layered tracks and making sure that you see bridges and tunnels in various places around Westchester County. So take that opportunity in wonderful, wonderful Lasden Park. We still have continuing on until January 1st. Westchester Winter Wonderland drive-through holiday light extravaganza at the Kensico Dam Plaza in Valhalla. It's open most nights. Again, if there's some things that happen because of some weather-related things, you make sure to check the website. On our social media, we make sure to bring all those on. But it's a car full of folks for $25 to $35 per car. The light show is tremendous. It's outstanding. And certainly there's a visit for Santa. Santa was in a snow globe, if I remember correctly. But it's a great opportunity because it's not walking around. It can keep your family nice, safe, and secure and warm as we do that. And remember, all those benefits for all the proceeds from the Winter Wonderland go to the Westchester Park Foundation, which supports all the activities that we have, including Bicycle Sunday and many other events that we have going around in Westchester County. Certainly, it's something that is fantastic to be able to continue to participate and look at. And for the duffers, for our golfers, the parks system, the 6 Westchester golf courses are going to remain open through December 31st. Obviously, weather permitting, snow is not a thing. You can't just take the green or orange ball and put it out there and get around. That's something that we can't have happen, but it's open to December 31st. Dunwoody, Hudson Hills, Maplemore, Mohansick, Saxon Woods, and Spring Lake are all open for those folks that are duffers, and we've had some good mild weather for people to participate in. Make sure to take advantage of that. December 31st, we shut down so that we can give the greens and the grass and the fairways a chance to rest up, and then we'll be back shortly in about a month and a half to be able to have some more participation in the golf courses. But there are so many things happening in Westchester County and our park system during this holiday season for you to take advantage of. Just one quick thing to continue to point out, the buses are free. Enjoy that time. Except on Christmas Day, there's no transportation services no Beeline services on December 25th. So don't stand out at the bus stop for that day. On the 26th, the day we're celebrating, or the recognized holiday, because Christmas is on a Sunday, to be able to take advantage of that last day. But that's another opportunity to get around and get to anywhere in our nationally accredited, award-winning park system. Back to you, George.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks very much. So a couple of things before we wrap it up. This is a time of the year where we get ready to look at a variety of candidates that we want to recognize for boards and commissions. We have a number of county boards and commissions where we have volunteer service. Some of them are those that have some regulatory authority, some of those that are involved in demographic groups where they provide advisory ideas and information. So we welcome you to determine if 2023 is a year that you'd like to serve in one of these boards and commissions. You serve without compensation, but it is a legitimate opportunity to help discuss and shape public policy at the county level of government. So if you have any questions about this, you can go on to our county website, westchestergov.com. If you look under boards and commissions, you'll see a whole listing of those various organizations. It'll discuss term lengths and vacancies, and there's a link by which you can apply. You can put information online in that fashion. Thanks very much for watching. We'll be back a week from today. Ken Jenkins will have the report. Hope you have a very happy holiday season, Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, joyous Kwanzaa, and we'll see you then. I'm George Latimer. Thanks for watching.